Hello, Dr. Laitman. Hello. Our topic for today is the secret of the number 10. And so, let's dive in. What is the spiritual root of the number 10? The spiritual root of the number 10 is in that through 10 degrees, the root of that number becomes revealed. And therefore, in the 10, the entire essence of the relations between the creator and the created being is revealed. And the other way around, the created being's response or relation in return to the creator. That it is necessary to go through these 10 degrees from the creator to the created being and from the created being to the creator in order for them to feel each other. How's the number 10 related to the name of the creator, Yud K Vav K? 10 and 4 are one and the same, only if we reveal the qualities of the creator and the qualities of the created being. In short, then the relations between them can be described in the 4 letters of the name of the creator, meaning in 4 phases, or it can be expanded and explained in 10 phases or degrees. It's like 1 centimeter and 10 millimeters. It's like one and the same. Yeah, you can say that it's the same kind. When I prepared myself for this show, I talked to a physics professor, and I asked him, how does the number 10, how is it manifested in the laws of our world and different manifestations, phenomena? And he said the following: in physics, it's the 10-dimensional structure of our space. In terms of the superstring theory and mathematics, it's the decimal number system or system of numbers. In chemistry, there are the 10 electron molecules that are necessary for different biological, fundamental biological processes. In biology, when you have a pack of wolves, for example, and among other animals too, when it's more than 10, they're considered to be a very strong pack. And in anatomy, 10 fingers, and the human body, etc. So is there some kind of relation to that number 10? Yeah, they all stem from the spiritual root, where the upper force needs to go through 10 phases until it creates the lower force that can be reflected back in it. Meaning from above down, from the creator to the created being, and from the created being back up to the creator, the connection can only go through these 10 degrees, emanations, Sefirot. So, the creator, the upper force, has created our physical world through these 10 degrees. Yeah. And what are the 10 Sefirot? It is when the creator and the created being start interacting, then the interaction between them becomes fulfilled with content, meaning, force, intention, and then it's called Sefirot. So this is when man attains these degrees. Right, when man starts attaining the creator's relation to him and responds to this correctly, then these simple 10 degrees turn into 10 Sefirot. Sefira meaning to illuminate, meaning that he already starts feeling. Yeah, a person starts attaining how the creator relates to him and how he needs to relate to the creator. So there is some kind of potential, and when we attain it, we involve our emotions in it. That's called a sefira. Yeah, and then the entire system starts working. Okay, we're talking about the number 10 in the Torah. It says that you need to give the 10th part of your income, the malchut. What does it mean? It means that the highermost part, the ketel, the crown, comes or stems from the Creator, and the bestowal of the Creator spreads through 9 degrees, attaining the 10th degree, reaching the 10th degree, the Malchut, that ends in that it wants to receive all of these influences of the Creator, everything that the Creator bestows, it wants to receive inside itself. And when it receives from the Creator, even though that it can receive all the good, plenty, abundance, eternity, everything, but that separates it from the Creator according to the disparity of form between them, because the Creator bestows and the Malchut receives. And therefore, if the Malchut wants to attain the Creator, to come closer to Him, not just to be a remote receiver, but to be the bestower and to be close, then it makes a restriction over its desire to receive and starts acting toward the Creator like he acts toward it. And that is the correction of its nature. And this is what the wisdom of Kabbalah is about: how to become like the Creator, reach similarity of form with Him, and to come closer to Him that way. So there's a restriction over the 10th part. Right. The 10th part, meaning the last phase coming from the Creator, makes a restriction over itself, and that way it comes closer to the Creator. So, in all my other qualities, I can connect to the Creator, and in this last quality, my connection is that I restrict it, don't use it. You don't use that desire to receive, you restrict it. You restrict that phase, and you perform the inverted action, meaning that you receive, but already in order to bestow. You continue receiving in the previous 9 Sefirot, only not in the Malchut, not in the last one. But this reception, you already you realize it in order to be connected to the Creator, in order to bestow to Him that way. And so in our world, it's expressed in a law, like it says in the Torah, that the 10th part of your crop, harvest, whatever it is, you need to bring to the temple. Right. You can't receive that 10th part of your income. So that's not, it doesn't belong to the person. Who does it belong to then? To the Creator? But we don't feel Him. Therefore, you usually give it in order to spread the knowledge of the Creator in the world, in order to help people understand how to correctly interact between themselves with the Creator, how to rise above their egoistic nature, etc. That is what it is dedicated to, that 10th part. Okay, it also says in the Torah that the father-in-law of Moses gave him the structure of how to arrange the people, the nation, and there he says that you have to choose such people that fear the upper force, and to divide the nation into tens, 50, hundreds, thousands. If you can explain the hierarchy, is it only something internal in relation to our desires, or was the nation really so divided in our physical world? At some point in history it was, yeah. The thing is that if we want to become like the Creator, to reach equivalence of form with Him, then we need to arrange ourselves, our society, our government, the entire world, according to what it says in the Torah, meaning to divide everyone into tens, into 10, 50, 100, etc., etc., everyone, including everyone. Why? Because this way, in the connection between us, we can reach the quality of mutual bestowal amongst us in our mutual connection and the so-called mutual responsibility, arvut in Hebrew, and with the help of this relation these mutual relations between us, we can also relate to the Creator in the same way. Yeah, but 10, 50, 100, 1,000, why? Where does it come from? It comes from the same Ten Sefirot, that if we have the upper, the giver, and he bestows, and his bestowal spreads through 10 degrees until it reaches the Malchut, the last Sefirah, that receives. So the distance from the bestowing state, the Keter, the crown, and down to the receiving state, the Malchut, the kingdom of reception, the 10 degrees completely reflect the entire development of the desire, of the Creator's desire to bestow, to the created being's desire to receive. And the created being, on his part, if he wants to become like the Creator, needs to restrict himself not to receive in the way that the Creator has created him, but to the contrary, to work in similarity of form with the Creator, meaning from below back up, from the Malchut to the Keter, realizing himself in the quality of bestowal. Just to mention that the restriction was over the intention, not over the action itself. Yeah, but when we restrict the intention, then at the same time, the action is restricted as well. And the action might invert in the direction of reception, so the main thing is the intention. Okay, 10, that's clear, but where did the 50, 100, etc. come from? It doesn't matter. Acting within a 10, 50, 100, 1,000, and more, they're the same conditions, same law that apply in the 10. It's just in order to count it more easily. He also says that in every 10 there was someone who was responsible, wise, that arranged the 10, and so up to the head of the tribe. And then that structure stopped. Well, it's not that it stopped, but it was decided to continue this state further until the end of correction, but didn't work out at all. It was all swallowed in the general egoism. But still, where does the 50, 100 come from? 10 is clear. 10 is clear, so continue counting in tens, and you come to 50, 5 tens, 10 tens, etc. Yeah, but why not 60, 70? It's because these actions, they are all in accordance with 10 on the one hand and in accordance with 5 on the other, because you have Keter, Chochmah, Binah, Anpin, and Malchut, and therefore the minimum number of people that need to be connected between them in order to be in mutual guarantee or responsibility in the quality of bestowal to become like the Creator is 5. But if it's 10, then of course it's already an unfolded, revealed system. So, for example, there's a certain amount of people, there are 1,000 people, and for every 1,000 people there's a sage that governs them, rules them. Yeah, that's how it was. And what connects the sages? Suppose there were 10,000, 100,000 people. Yeah, there were tens of thousands of people that were interconnected that way between them and created amongst them a spiritual field that helped them mutually exist in the quality of bestowal. If a big amount of people think about the same, aspire for the same goal, reluctantly even, everyone aspires for this goal. And do you see this happening in the future too? That's how humanity will be divided? Tens, hundreds. I am sure that people will want to unite this way.
Can
we say that due to the rule that the particular and the general are equal, it's enough to unite in a 10, connect in a 10 in order to reveal the upper force, and not necessarily with the rest of humanity, for the whole of humanity to become as one man and one heart, as it says, a nation, then all of humanity? Is a 10 enough? 10 people? Yeah, a 10 is enough. Not even a 10. Even 2 people are enough. If 2 people mutually want to rise above their ego, connect with one another in order to connect to the Creator, if they do it clearly, correctly, even though that it's very complicated, then they can attain it. Is there a difference between where a person unites with 10 or 100 or 1,000? It's much easier. Yeah, but in relation to the revelation of the Creator, it's much stronger, bigger. Yeah. Is it possible to compare this somehow to, suppose I look at you, I see a person who consists of billions of different molecules, atoms, etc., but I see a whole, complete body. The same way the Creator sees us, only that the minimum is a 10. He doesn't see us separately. He sees us separately in each one of us, and I don't even know how to put it. But in order for us to be able to interact with Him, we need to be like Him. And equivalence of form is something that we achieve as long as we're at least 2, meaning where each annuls his own ego and connects with the other. But the easiest way, most correct way, is to do it in a 10. So according to the law of perception of reality, we can't say how the Creator sees us. How can we say that? But in order to attain His qualities, there needs to be me and someone in addition to me. Yeah. Many times I heard you say to look at the world through the eyes of the 10. Meaning, when I see in everything only the revelation of the Creator in relation to those people that want to unite between them in order to attain Him, the Creator, in order to rise to Him, in order to be connected with Him. When we act that way, collect ourselves, gather ourselves, build ourselves in parallel to Him or against Him, opposite Him, then we can feel His reflection in us, His relation to us. That is the revelation of the Creator in the created beings. So we can tune ourselves into that force, into the Creator, only where there is a clear, or when there is a clear interaction with the 10, according to the laws, very clearly set laws, and then it's like a wavelength that you set yourself on. Right? It's like a meter, there are meters. It's like a pendulum where we start swinging together. So there's the law, the upper force, that is initial, and in order for us to tune into Him, in short, my question is it possible to explain the law of the Creator from the point of view of physics, chemistry? Of course, it is the general force that works in the whole of creation, and gradually, through influencing, through its influence over us, human beings, first and foremost, He wants, or that force wants, to bring all created beings, everything, the still, vegetative, animate, and the speaking levels, to one form, meaning connection between them, so that each will complete all the others. Can we say that the Creator, this force that has created us, works on each of us through the 10? Yeah, or through all of humanity? Also true. Meaning there's no direct influence on each and every person. Right. It's always I, as a person. There is no single individual person in this regard. He's always connected to the Creator, and the Creator is connected or related to Him only through the 10. So even if something happens to a person, it nonetheless passes through this entire system. Of course. You can say there's no connection to man, no mutual relations, but through that system that he exists in. It's like we consist of billions of cells, so there's no meaning, or one cell has no meaning. Right. Is there some kind of relation or connection between the 10 Egyptian plagues, the 10 Sefirot, and the 10 Commandments? Of course, everything's divided into 10. Why 10 plagues? Because it is a complete influence, good or bad, one over the other, the creator over the created beings, or the other way around, and all the different interconnections between them. Therefore, 10, it's such a number. So, we already said that in Egypt there were people, or let's say in a person, in a single person. So we're talking about my desires that need to come out from under their egoistic intention, and they need to get these 10 blows. Yeah. The acknowledgement of the ego on every degree in each desire. There needs to be the recognition of the ego. It's called the recognition of evil. And only then does a person come to a decision to rise above his ego. So my soul consists of 10 Sefirot. My basic desire consists of 10 Sefirot, and they all have an egoistic intention, and each of them needs to get a blow in order to release itself, or be released, something like that. Yeah. So we can say that the 10 Sefirot is the structure of the soul. They got 10 blows. I came out from the Egyptian slavery. And what are the 10 commandments? Then you start taking upon yourself different forms of interaction, of relations between yourself and the Creator, between yourself and others and the Creator. And these are already called commandments. So these are 10 actions. Actions which are above your ego are called commandments. So there is the structure of the 10 Sefirot that gets these 10 blows, and then you perform 10 actions in order to connect to the Creator. Suppose. Complicated, I have to say. In general, the world is a complicated system, I see. I don't think so. It seems to me that we simply don't want to shift it into feeling, emotion, and if we do, then it can be very simple. The main thing is not to leave it in your head, in some kind of calculations of yours. It needs to be emotional, felt. Yeah, but everyone would like to feel the Creator and everything, but, it doesn't work out. Look, you can feel it, but only on condition that you want to rise above your ego, that you want to work against it. And this motion is something that you will need to cultivate in yourself, possibly for many years. But why nonetheless a person has a feeling that there is him and the Creator? Yeah, it says about the 10 everywhere, source texts, etc., but you don't have this recognition, acknowledgement, natural one, that in order to reveal the upper force, I need to have 10 people with me. Why doesn't it exist in society? But there's only me and the Creator, even to the contrary, that if you want to reveal the Creator, you need to seclude yourself someplace, it's something inner, hidden, concealed. Why do I need to share this with other people? You need to do it in order not to deceive yourself, in order to clearly see. Are you reaching the quality of bestowal in love or not? If you can do it in relation to other people, then, precisely then, after you've attained it, you can also relate to the Creator that way. When a person attains, when a Kabbalist attains this upper force of the Creator, and do other people disappear from his attainment, or do they remain, or how? They're as if the connector between him and the Creator. So this structure always remains. Yeah? So there's no I and the Creator. You and the Creator, only then you include in yourself all other people. And how will they be felt? You'll feel them as yourself. They'll be so close to you that only through them will you be able to connect to the Creator. Otherwise, you won't feel Him. You won't be able to come too near Him. And the measure of connection with the Creator depends on the quantity of people. Quantity of people too. And what, a Kabbalist? And all people are so precious to him, those walking around, he sees that they're a part of his soul. Okay, so if it's part of my soul, then obviously I understand my attitude toward them. Okay, interesting. Good. So we scrutinized the secret of the number 10. Thank you very much. Until next time. All the best.